Can we get Scooby-Doo on this? Because Scooby-Doo would nail this. Scooby-Doo would know it's the butler, and the butler would be wearing a mask, except the butler would look like a ghostly female pirate, except it would be sort of like luminescent paint and wires and stuff, and the gang would figure it out, and they'd reveal that it was the butler, and the butler would say, I would have got away with it, except for you meddling kids. This could all be solved by one dog and 4 teenagers. Good morning, everyone. Dave from the wee hours here, back with some more Epic Tavern here in the Mulligan. Another day to kick open the doors here. Bartholomew is still pretty banged up. What with the hole being poisoned and eaten by spiders thing, but he's doing fine. He's in the infirmary. Everything in the Mulligan is in good shape. I think about the only thing we could do is probably order some barbecued rat. The kids do like that around here. Give me a couple of those. Wow, those are pretty pricey. They're just rats. How hard can it be to find some? Okay, get some of that going, and let's get the doors open here. Now, in the last one, we hired a couple of new folks, so our roster is fleshed out now. We've got, who did we hire? Right, Elaine and somebody else whose name escapes me for the exact moment. Was it you, Ursel? It was Ursel, right, because Ursel's a diplomat. And that's going to come in handy. And Elaine, a hunter. Mostly because I didn't really have anyone else to hire. It was a little thin in the old hiring pool there. And that Tatiana person has not turned up yet, despite me really wanting to hire her. You, Inez, who we haven't actually met yet, you'd like some fairy water. It's made from real fairies. And I'll bet that's going to set off one of them thar drink chains. A little bit of fairy water later, and Inez, who's a land pirate, which we usually just call those people criminals. Inez. Land pirate is just, don't tack pirate onto your name and think that makes you sound cool. You're just a common criminal. But it's okay, because so is pretty much everyone else here in the Mulligan. Welcome to the Mulligan. Who else wants some stuff? Anyone want to have a chat? Anyone want to give me a quest? Murgle. Now, you're having a little difficult time, what with your mentor being horribly, brutally murdered and whatnot. What would you like to tell me now? A lot of people assume I'm trouble just because I'm a fire mage. Well, you do have a tendency to set fire to things. There could be a reason for their perception. And Flip-Flop, what do you want? Do you want to tell me that you found an abandoned warehouse, organized a series of bigger burglaries to stock it with food for the other homeless kids? Yeah, pretty much everyone here is a criminal, Inez, so don't even sweat it. You don't have to tack pirate onto your name and think that that impresses us, because it doesn't. And no surprise, Inez wants to be hired. I don't actually have any open spots, but just for argument's sake, what's your deal? You're kind of pretty good at combat. You're not completely terrible at social, and you have a little tick in mind. Yeah, I don't have any open positions at the moment. We'll see what we can do about that later on down the road. I have a 130% chance to give Grunson a beer. I'll take it. Who else wants one? Basically everyone. And Macnock over here wants to be welcomed. What's your deal? You're terrible at combat. You actually have a pretty good social skill. You're a performer. Okay, so that's going to do well in social. Entertainment, persuasion, a little bit of business sense. You have skill, technically, in mind and survival. You're not actually that bad. I mean, you've got no combat skill. But we could work with that over time. You do walk in the door with a pretty strong social skill, which is often one of the things we're lacking. I don't have any open spots when you invariably ask to be hired, which we will after I get you a little more drunk. But you would like some rat. You can have some, and then so can basically everyone else around here. Well, that'll do it for a day at the Mulligan. Now it's time to go out a-questing. I do want to keep going on the Shiloh thing. I just kind of want to see how that story turns out, with Murgle's mentor being brutally murdered, but I also want to get some more stuff in the Mulligan. Throw the stink out with the bathwater. We could basically get a bath, and it would be a really good idea if we clean some people up around here. What's that going to entail? I see it's social. Okay, so who would we take along? We'll definitely take Catrus, obviously, and Oddjob. He's coming along. He's far more social than he seems. No one else is particularly good at that. Now, the thing I always forget, it's not just going to be the social, Dave. there's going to be some other challenges along the way. And this invariably is where it all falls apart. I keep plugging the dominant trait in there and forgetting that other things are going to happen. So what if we mixed it up a little bit? What if we took on, say, Bengar? All Bengar does is hit people a lot, but he's really good at it. So let's take Bengar along. And then what if there's a mind issue? We should take Durgrim. Durgrim is the smartest barbarian we've got kicking around right now. That might be a little bit more fleshed out. That might be a stronger party. Let's go see if we can figure out how bathtubs work. The problem with doing that, though, is that when I send a second team out, I am really sending the B team out for this, and no joke. They're all going to be not really very good at anything at all. I want to give it a shot, though. I'm going to do, yeah, sure, Superstition Rules Chapter 1. We've been sitting on this one for a while. So, Haunted House. Okay, Haunted House. What could we do with this information? All right, Ursel, you're coming out. You're coming out on the team. I know this is your first day, but try and keep up as best you can. And, all right, you know what? Grunson, Murgle, you are no slouches in the mine department. You're all coming. I mean, it's not like I've got a lot of options here. We won't take Bartholomew. We'll let him heal up. And Elaine, congratulations. The noobs are coming out. All right, 2 teams together, 2 quests. Let's head out. So we're going off to do the Haunted House first. Blackheart Manor, the sort of B team. It's not as B as I thought it might be. See what I did there? I haven't been to Blackheart Manor since I was a kid, Roderick says. Wait, we have a Roderick now? Who's Roderick? Where did Roderick come from? I can't take passengers with me. We went there half a dozen times to visit my great-aunt Irma Blackheart. May the gods keep her close. I loved her beyond measure, but that place always creeped me out, and now it's mine. And we just got a little XP for that. I'm not one to get all worked up about ghosts and stuff, but Blackheart Manor has a history, Roderick says, pausing to take a swig from his flask. Oh good, he's drinking on the job. Or, I actually don't know if he's on the job, but he's drinking, and that's probably not going to end well when we're going to a haunted house. Walking up the path, the adventurers come upon an old man in a robe. Okay, social is not going to be our strongest suit here. Well done, Elaine. The one point, the singular point that you gave us, will be valuable, and I appreciate your first night out showing some success. Okay, Grunson, everybody... No, Grunson. Bad Grunson. No, that was wrong. That was bad. Everybody needs to bring it home here. Okay, Murgle, good. Ursel, this is literally why you're here. So please bring this home. Thank you. You see, Elaine? You see? That point meant something. The heroes engage in stimulating conversation about the spirit of the earth. Suddenly the old man transforms into an owl and flies off through the trees. Okie dokie. Right. An accident between 2 carts blocks access to the local farmer's market. The carts collided in such a way that they and their horses are tangled together. Bid a help, a beleaguered merchant pleads to Grunson. Oh, you're counting on Grunson for this one, are you? Well, he is our day one guy. He is probably the most experienced. Elaine, not such great showing there. It's possibly because I think your hat comes down over your eyes. I'm not sure you can see anything at all. Oh, Grunson, look at you. See, I was going to start demeaning you, and you just bring it right on home. P.S. Murgle or Ursel, one of you actually needs to bring it on home. Murgle, not so much with you. Ursel, you actually need to get this. Thank you, Ursel. Ursel, good showing so far. Hold your horses. No, literally, grab the reins, Grunson says to a merchant, then gets to work untangling the mess. With one big heave, the heroes separate the carts and are back on the road. Okay, now what? Boy, this is a long trip. Where is this manor? A stranger in a tavern sells the party a map, claiming it will lead them to treasure. Yeah, we've seen this one before. It did actually lead to treasure. Well done, Elaine. Nice showing there. Grunson, okay, now the team is coming together here. Okay, not so much Ursel, but the team is kind of coming together. We're all starting to get along here. The 2 experienced folks with the 2 new folks. It's all going to be fine. The adventurers follow the map to a hollowed out log, and we've got the emerald. Yes, okay, we've done the emerald before. Seems to be a lot of emeralds in trees in this town. If I were living here, I'd probably just go check all the trees. There seems to be more than a few. Do you believe in ghosts? Roderick asks the heroes as they break for lunch alongside the river. This is a challenge? Can't we just answer yes or no? Ooh, Elaine, come on. Yeah, I didn't really have a high hope with that. Grunson, how are you going to do? An excellent, okay. It's not a small difficulty to just say yes or no to this man. Okay, Murgle, well done. Ursel, you really need to nail this one. That's the exact opposite of nailing that one. Ghosts are superstitious nonsense, Grunson says. Bedtime stories used to scare children into obedience, nothing more. Well, Roderick probably didn't like that. So you're concerned that the house may be haunted, Grunson says as they travel. Oh no, Roderick responds, I'm nearly certain the house is haunted. I'm concerned that the ghost may not accept me as the new owner of Blackheart Manor. If that happens, I'll need backup. Oh, we're going ghost fighting. Super. Bengar is somewhere else. Yeah, combat. 3 orcs emerge from the forest, fully camouflaged. Well, then how did I see them? They demand money at spear point. Okay, sure. Yeah, alrighty. That's a fail. Grunson! Alright, thank you, Grunson. Appreciate your efforts here. Murgle, you could literally set fire to someone and you chose not to do that. And a little bit of a success from Ursel there. Okay. Lashes out with his cudgel. Again with the cudgels, Grunson. Tired of being attacked for his money, the orcs are taken aback and flee into the forest. I've read a bit about Blackheart Manor, Grunson says. Did you also inherit the lighthouse, Blackheart Point? Roderick seems impressed by the barbarian's knowledge of history. Why, yes, I did. Maybe you can come back sometime and help me explore there, too. We should double time. Looks like a storm is brewing. I think we're there. Yeah, we are there. The groundskeeper meets the heroes outside Blackheart Manor and presents them with a set of keys. Boris, so good to see you, Roderick says. What's it been, 15 years? Boris shrugs. Save it, I'm not the one you need to impress. The keys will open every door but one. When you find that door, leave it be or you'll wish you had. Oh good, I'm regretting this quest now. Roderick leads the heroes into the foyer of Blackheart Manor. Candles flicker as the door swings shut behind him, casting the room in a sea of dancing shadows. Well, let's have a look around. Let's indeed challenge ourselves by having a look around. Elaine, nicely done. Grunson, nicely done. Murgle, not so much really. Ursel, excellent. Well done. Get a load of this thing, Elaine says, examining a masterfully crafted cutlass. On display, Vengeance, she's called, Roderick says, once wielded by Bridget the Bloody, nastiest pirate this coast has ever seen. You see, that's where pirates live, in the water, not on land. I'm a bit peckish after the trip, Roderick says, leading the heroes down a hallway lined with full suits of armor posed with halberds. Let's head to the kitchen and I'll whip up a little something for us. As they pass, one of the weapons dislodges and swings towards them with surprising force. Oh, okie doke, ghost weapons. Elaine, still coming through there. I mean, you're bringing nothing. But you're trying, and I really do appreciate that. Grunson, good effort. I need one of the two of you to kill this. Thank you, Murgle. You haven't exactly been a star player this round, so I appreciate that one. And Ursel not so much, but it didn't really matter. Murgle pushes Roderick aside, narrowly sparing him from the halberd trap. Look at this, the fire mage says, kneeling next to the suit of armor. I know a little something about traps, and this was spring-loaded. The butler did it, didn't he? Yeah, it's the butler. It's going to be the butler. It's always the butler. So about these ghosts, Ursel says while munching on bread and cheese in the kitchen, is this a rattling chain sort of thing or something more deadly? Right on cue, a flash of lightning illuminates the picture window, revealing a ghostly female pirate staring at them with fiery red eyes. As suddenly she appeared, she is gone, leaving the heroes to question their senses. Can we get Scooby-Doo on this? Because Scooby-Doo would nail this. Scooby-Doo would know it's the butler, and the butler would be wearing a mask, except the butler would look like a ghostly female pirate, except it would be sort of like luminescent paint and wires and stuff, and the gang would figure it out, and they'd reveal that it was the butler, and the butler would say, I would have got away with it, except for you meddling kids. This could all be solved by one dog and 4 teenagers. My great-aunt Irma always said the ghosts of Blackheart Manor are harmless echoes of a time gone by, Roderick says as he leads the heroes into the library. I'd like to believe that, but I have my doubts. If we can discover more about these spirits, perhaps I can help put them to rest, or at least learn to peacefully coexist with them. On the wall of the library hangs a portrait of a well-dressed female pirate, a prominent scar marking her right cheek. The placard reads, Raven Storm Swept, etc., etc., etc. So 2 dates and then 2 more dates. Oh, cool. She came back from the dead. Elaine. Yeah, well, it's okay, Elaine. I actually wasn't really counting on you. I was kind of counting on you, though, Grunson. All right, thank you, Murgle. Is this because I demeaned your work in earlier parts of this round? All right, Ursel, all right, bringing it home. I've actually heard this story, Grunson says, flipping open a book entitled Overboard, The Lives and Deaths of Raven Stormswept. As the tale goes, she was swept overboard during a tempest as a young child and thought lost at sea. When the morning came, they found she had somehow landed behind the figurehead and was still alive, earning her the Stormswept name. And that gets me one Overboard book. Okay, cool. We got a thing. I don't know what that thing does, but we got it. Raven Stormswept fell in love with a pirate by the name of Bridget Blackheart, a.k.a. Bridget the Bloody. Roderick says while flipping through a stack of books, together they built Blackheart Manor. My family refused to talk about what happened. Okay, well, I might be refusing to talk about it too, unless we can nail some of these. There we go. Grunson bringing it on home. Nice success from Murgle. Ursel, well done, well done. Good first outings, I think, from Elaine and Ursel. I'm not really expecting a lot from Elaine. In fact, I'm not. I might just fire Elaine. You're not actually very good. But Ursel, well done, Ursel. Back here, Grunson says, a shelf swings open on hidden hinges, revealing a small alcove that contains an old leather-bound journal. The barbarian brings it back to the others to check out. Oh, hang on. Word has arrived that Raven's ship Death's Daughter was destroyed in a storm, Elaine reads from servant Willingham Nightsworn's journal. With her love lost, Bridget is inconsolable with rage and bent on vengeance against a foe that exists only in her mind. Oh, goody. In the den, they spot a painting of a ship at sea, Death's Daughter, keeling as it takes on water in a storm. The painting begins moving as the heroes watch incredulously, the waves tossing the wounded vessel about. Not so much from Elaine. Good effort from Grunson. Well done. Murgle, now, Ursel, I really need you to get this. Oh yeah, that's different, isn't it? As the storm rages outside, the heroes watch the painting in rapt horror. On it, Death's Daughter is swallowed up by the raging sea, its crew and then the vessel itself vanishing beneath the turbulent waves. Raven has been lost for 2 weeks now, and Bridget has gone quite mad, Ursel reads from the caretaker's journal. She refuses to believe a storm sank Death's Daughter, instead blaming a conspiracy of unknown foes. She spends all day watching that accursed painting, searching for clues, and plotting her revenge. Yay, revenge. If you could just give me a few minutes to read this journal, I bet we'd Murgle said, but no one is listening. So she hurries to catch up as they follow Roderick towards the attic. All right, Elaine, coming back strong there with 5. It's better than 0, Grunson. 5 is better than 0, isn't it? Oh, Murgle. Dang. How did the rest of the team stay home for that one? Oh, disaster. Yeah, that's less good, Ursel. Yeah, so -2. I mean, it didn't phase anything there, but watch that kind of thing there, Ursel. Let me scout it out, Murgle says, searching for traps as she enters the attic. Well, look at that. There's a tripwire over here. This whole beam is rigged to collapse. Yeah, it's like a Scooby-Doo thing. 4 teenagers and a dog, and I've solved this issue. In the 3 months since Raven was lost in the sinking of Death's Daughter, Bridget the Bloody, as she's now known, has sunk 12 ships that she falsely suspected were involved. Elaine reads from Caretaker Nightsworn's journal. She has earned many enemies and grows increasingly paranoid. I've begun stockpiling food for a potential siege of Blackheart Manor. Oh. Things are getting serious around here. Hang on, Ursel says, flipping through Overboard, The Life and Deaths of Raven Stormswept. This says Raven didn't actually die in the wreck, that she somehow survived and returned to Blackheart Manor, where she suffered a terrible fate. Flip ahead in the journal. The heroes flip ahead to the final 2 entries. First reads, in the cruelest of twists, Raven survived the wreck and spent 3 months on an island, building a boat from driftwood to return home. Wanting to surprise Bridget, Raven slipped into the manor unseen and burst into their bedroom where a paranoid and thoroughly drunk Bridget the Bloody shot and killed her with a crossbow. Oh, that's sad. The final journal entry dated 6 months later reads, when the priests failed to bring Raven back, Bridget turned to the necromancers who reanimated her as a monstrous parody of her former self. Realizing what she had done, Bridget killed Raven and then threw herself from Blackheart Point. I still hear her anguish screams at night, although I do not know if they're real or merely echoes in my mind. In the basement, Roderick finds a circular door with a lock not opened by his keyring. This must be the one Cousin Boris told me not to touch. but since I now own the place, I give you permission to open this door by whatever means necessary. Murgle beams, summoning a ball of flame. Thank you, Murgle. Thank you for going to the fire this time instead of the cudgel. You favor the cudgel, but what's really going to open a door, Murgle? Fire? Or a cudgel? I mean, I suppose under most circumstances, either of them would do the trick, and the cudgel would probably be less destructive to the rest of the home. Think about cudgel for this one, Murgle. Think maybe go cudgel. Elaine failing miserably. Grunson, getting it. Okay, the whole thing is about you, Murgle, so try and do the thing. Yes, you've done the thing. Excellent. Even Ursel got an excellent out of that. If you ever need someone to install decent locks around this place, turning the tumblers with a satisfying click, you know where to find me. Yeah, Elaine, you were actually the one that failed. Beyond the circular door, the ghostly form of Bridget the Bloody materializes, waving her cutlass menacingly. Be gone from this place and never return. Oh, a heroic from Grunson. Okay. Fair enough there. I get you, man. I get you. Nice try, Murgle says, dispelling the illusory ghost with a wave of her hand. The fire mage walks to the curtain in the back of the room and yanks it down. Cousin Boris, they all yell in unison as a concealed figure is revealed. I knew it was a Scooby-Doo thing. They telegraphed that one from a mile away. If there's a meddling kids line in here, this game wins. Boris Blackheart is my name, the groundskeeper snaps, rightful heir of Blackheart Manor. I spent me whole life caring for Irma and this accursed mansion. Then she finally kicks off and leaves it to you, a person who visited twice in 20 years. I changed her bedpans. This was supposed to be mine. So yeah, I tried to scare you away, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling heroes. Well done, Epic Tavern. Roderick thanks the heroes as the constable hauls Boris away in irons. I fear I've had enough adventure for one evening, he says, removing Bridget the Bloody's blade Vengeance and presenting it to the heroes. Ooh, we're gonna get a thing. After all we've been through, and I'll ask again, do you believe in ghosts? Well, clearly not. I think we've demonstrably proven at least your ghost was not real. I can't speak for all ghosts. I don't think you can actually logically prove a negative. I don't think you can prove a thing isn't. I think you can only prove a thing is. So I have proven that your ghost does not exist. However, that does not mean that all ghosts do not exist. I'm no logician, but I'm pretty sure that's how logic works. And no surprise, we're gonna make camp after all of that. That was a super long quest, so I think these guys deserve a good night's sleep and some food. You guys, will see you at the Mulligan tomorrow. Now, the other team is going to go figure out how bathtubs work, which hopefully should be slightly shorter, we feel. The Merchants Guild architect looks up from her impatient scribbles when Catrice walks in. What do you want, she grunts, turning back to her parchment. A bathtub. I think we're all very clear on exactly what I want. Wow, Bengar, great chance. 1 point. You got an excellent. Bengar, you got an excellent on that. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Flip-flop, what do you got? 12. All right. Catrice, you need to bring this home. Thank you very much. Otherwise, we may not figure out how a bathtub works. We're in need of a bathhouse. Can you draft a plan for us? Catrice plops a bag of gold down on the table. That catches her attention right away, Paladin, she says, gathering her things. And that's largely it. We just take off and we encounter a dwarf and an orc on the brink of a fistfight. We break up a lot of fights around here. I feel we're acting as this town's police force, in which case I want a pay raise for this. Oddjob tries to calm them down. The dwarf and orc bring up the issue truly bothering each of them, the forgotten birthday presents. The party leaves, secure in knowing the two will work things out. I'm sure it'll all be fine. Well, one of the longest quests we've ever had, and one of the shortest. That was it. We just went out and said, hey, can you build us a bathtub? And then we briefly interrupted a fight on our way home. Got some rep, got some XP. Wigwam is currently cursed. Did I know that about you? Alright, well, good luck with that, and some other things. Alrighty. I'm gonna hold off on ordering, not only because our stock is actually pretty good except for the stale bread, but we're pretty shy on the old gold right now. It's costing some money to send these teams out every night, and not a small amount of money. So I think we'll just chill on the orders for right now. We'll get the doors open, see what's going on in the Mulligan. Now, Inez still wants to be hired, but I don't really have a spot for you. Although I'm kind of having a think about Elaine the Hunter. I may take another look at her when she gets back tomorrow. I don't know if she's ideal for the situation. I don't know if she's really bringing everything that we need to the team. And by that, I mean anything at all. But Cranston over here has a quest. What have you got kicking around? Rise and Moonshine. Test shipment of moonshine that has turned the corner in a bad way and is no longer fit for humanoid consumption. Perhaps Milston's chief medic, Alwyn Clee, could use it to disinfect tools. Are we going to take that to him? It will get me up an infirmary level if we do that. Okay, maybe that'll unlock that second slot. I'm still slightly confused by that. Maida, you want to be welcomed. Welcome. What's your gig? What do you got going on? Wow, you're pretty darn social. You have, a point of combat. You have a point of combat. That's nice. You have points in mind and survival. You are wicked social, though. Entertainment, partying, persuasion, and business. Okay, there's nothing I can do with that information right now, except welcome you. But I will keep that under advisement. Do please come again. Carden wants to have a chat. What's up? Spend enough time in nature, you'll learn the truth about goblins. They're a blight on the natural world. Somebody was saying they knew how to ban somebody. Because we ain't having this nonsense. I don't deal with this sort of thing in the Mulligan. I don't see the dismiss thing, which basically I want you to go away. I don't want you in the Mulligan anymore. I don't specifically see that anywhere. How about your story? Nope, not under story. I would genuinely like to ban you. You're stupid and sensitive. Well, you're one of those two things. You're not wrong about that. And you're tipsy. I'm not seeing it. I might actually... I think I would actually have to hire you and then dismiss you, but I don't think that's going to get you banned from the Mulligan. I think that just means you don't work for me anymore. So no luck there. If anyone else has any ideas how to permanently ban someone, I put you on the floor. Nice. Durgram, welcome. You know what would really help Bengar would be a weapon. He's punching people with his fists right now. Everything's kind of equipped, though. Everyone's kind of got a thing. I'm definitely not taking Bartholomew's Sledgehammer of Force. Bartholomew has turned out to be one of the all-stars around here. I'm not taking your hammer away. I guess I got kind of nothing for you. Any accessories we're not using? There's the Goblin Wizard card. Arcane Insight +1 is nice. And the Rabikin pouch, which apparently does nothing at all. It depicts a wand-bearing goblin. I almost feel like this is... I don't know this. I almost feel like this is some sort of quest thing that I don't know about. Like, if I equip this, something's going to pop up. I don't know that for a fact. Bengar, you're getting the pouch. I don't know why, but you're getting it. And I do... Actually, give it to Grunson. What? Oh, you have Blinkertel. Right. We like Blinkertel. It's just kind of fun. Although... You do snack on food. I wonder if that's an actual mechanic, if you're eating our food while we're questing. Okay, where's Murgle? Murgle, come here. You have the negative space. Woodland Mastery +2. Meh. It's okay. It's not, it's a thing that exists. How about instead you had the Goblin card? Because that's like the whole thing about your mentor and whatnot. So, and it'll give you Arcane Insight +1. You are a mage. You should probably have that. And then somebody else. I can't do anything with Elaine. She's out and about. Durgram. Do you have a thing? You have the Sympathy card. Charm +2. Good luck with that, Durgram. Now, let's just finish off the day here. Some fairy water for you. It's made from real fairies, Catras, something for you. And Maida... Okay, there we go. That should do it for this day. Build some gold back up. I'm feeling a little better about that. Got some gold kicked back up there. Let's go get the other team home. That would be the one thing I'd want to do right now. But I will set up the other team to go do Rise and Moonshine. I don't see why not. If we can get an upgraded infirmary, we may as well get an upgraded infirmary. So everyone who's not Bartholomew, go out there and do that. Absolutely on that. Let's see if we can get the other team home. No, my bad. We're doing Rise and Moonshine first. Oh well, here we go. We're gonna go off, and the guy died 3 hours ago. Why is he still occupying one of my beds when we have patients waiting? Alwyn Clee barks at an assistant. Chief Medic turns towards the party with a blank expression. Oh, it's you again. Yeah, and apparently I've got some extremely potent moonshine kicking around. So, Flip-Flap, yeah, you're in there. You got that. Alright, well done, Catrus. We actually kind of needed that one, so thank you for that. Unfit for consumption, I'll be the judge of that. The chief medic takes a sniff of the moonshine and recoils immediately, his knees buckling. On second thought, maybe we can use that to sterilize our tools. Take these supplies for your infirmary and the medkit to aid in your travels. Okay, great, cool. Just the XP. I don't see an actual medkit, but hopefully that's going to open up that level 3 infirmary Who's-He McWhat's-It there. That would be excellent. And we're home. Great. Let's go over to the B team. Well, we're getting back a lot faster than we got there. Ursel regrets drinking that last mug of ale, also the one before it. Ursel is now hungover. Well done, Ursel, well done. Oh dear, a fight. Up ahead, a crowd gathers for an axe-throwing competition. Elaine, is this like the one thing you're good at? No, apparently not. Okay, Grunson. Well, you're in there. Okay, we got it, Grunson. We're fine. Ursel, you want to bring anything to the table? Yeah, you actually did. All right, well done. Practiced hand, Elaine delivers 3 consecutive bullseyes. No, she didn't. No. Not only did she not do that, she basically dropped the axes on the ground and then asked someone what an axe is. To take the top prize, it's not easy being this good. No, clearly it isn't. Clearly it isn't, Elaine. You weren't. Are we going to make it all the way home with no further interruptions? Nope, not even a little bit. All right, we've got another surprise attack of wolves this time. Elaine? Okay. There you go. You see, that's how we do it around here, Elaine. We succeed at things. Grunson brings it on home. Murgle not so much, even though Murgle could have set fire to everything. And Ursel chips in a few points. Party fends off the wolves long enough to convince them they won't be an easy prey. Okay, do we now make it home with the other hat? We do! Another job. Well done. A bunch of things just happened on the right-hand side here, but more importantly, the overboard book. I am very interested to find out what that is exactly. I'm just going to do one quick order of stale bread. Actually, it's pretty cheap. I'll take a couple of those just to stock up a little bit. Still got some money kicking around. Get me to, there we go. Infirmary, level 3, heals more, recovers from poison faster, and 2 beds. Okay, I clearly misread what we did the last time with the infirmary level 2. Now we definitely have 2 beds. And boy, Bartholomew is going to be really happy that we're healing poison 2% faster. What with Bartholomew being poisoned? I would very much like to manage my facilities. Wow, this is going to take all my money. This is pretty much going to take all my money, but I think it's worth it. We can make money back. We'll make money back. That'll be okay. Now, just for giggles, show me what that book is. Anyone. Yeah, Bengar, fine. Except it's probably an item, isn't it? Elaine, come here. Elaine, let me look at you again. I mean, you're not terrible. You're just not very good. You do have a level up, though. You are level 1, or you were. I gotta remember that about you. Okay, we're gonna work with you, Elaine. I still think you should take the hat up off your eyes. I think that's holding you back. But talk to me about the overboard book. Scouting +3. Are you any good at that? I mean, you're not, but I'm assuming this would... Get out of that. Now, you don't have... Oh, you actually do. You have scouting skill. I just was kidding. I didn't think you had that. Well, why don't you have even more scouting skill? Why don't you have even more of this? There you go. Now you've got Scouting 11. You know what, Elaine? You're going to be my little pet project. We're going to build you up until you are one of the most valuable members of the team. Let's start that with a level up. So, Elaine, what are we going to work with here? Let's level you up 4 points. 4 points. Well, take a couple there and a couple there. That's about the best I can think of right now, Elaine. I'd love it if you were one of those ones who gained a new trait all of a sudden. That is probably an excellent place to call it on Epic Tavern for today. That very, very long quest to the haunted house turned out pretty much exactly as I thought it would. And we've got some other stuff done. We've got a better infirmary. The gang is all basically happy. Bartholomew will be back in action soon. All good stuff. We'll pick up some more Epic Tavern again next time. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, do please leave a like down below. It does cheer me up no end when people do that. And if you're new to the channel, maybe just checking it out for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button. See more of this ridiculous nonsense. Until then, I'm Dave. Thank you, as always, for joining me in the wee hours, and we'll see you next time. Bugs are inherently stupid, and they get in places and they can't get out. You know what places they get in? Things that are wide open that don't have screens over them. It's a piece of mesh. We figured this out like 100 years ago. What is wrong with the British, the Irish? I'm just going to keep shooting Hildegarde until she goes away, which is my response to most nuns, really. So now, the pit of death is carbon dioxide, polluted oxygen, polluted water, and urine. I've just made it just a little bit worse for everyone down here.